114 to 114. The decision is a majority draw.
Headlines are everywhere. Pacquiao versus Barrios ends in a majority draw. But one post stands out from the rest. It's a video clip. Short, no caption, just Floyd Mayweather grinning, shaking his head with that signature smug look. You click it. He's sitting ringside in a crisp suit, arms folded, flanked by his usual entourage. A reporter shoves a mic in his face. Floyd, thoughts on the draw? He chuckles. I told you all before, Pacquiao had his moment. He's a legend. But legends belong in museums, not the ring. That's smirk. It's not just confidence, it's bait. You know exactly what he's doing, stirring the pot. Because even after all these years, even after their 2015 mega fight, there's still tension, unfinished business. As the clip circulates, fans go into a frenzy. One side says Mayweather's right. Pacquiao looked old, slow, like time finally caught up. The other side swears he still has gas in the tank. After all, Barrios is a full decade younger, and Pacquiao held his own. Then it happens. An unconfirmed leak from a Vegas insider. Apparently, Mayweather's camp has already reached out to PBC to float a potential rematch. A farewell tour type of deal. Exhibition or not, the buzz is real. You can't help but wonder, is this just Mayweather playing puppet master again? Or is he genuinely feeling the pressure to lace up for one last dance? Because one thing's for sure, Floyd never speaks without a purpose. That laugh, that dig at Pacquiao, it wasn't just commentary, it was a warning, a challenge. And now, just like that, the question isn't who won last night. It's is Mayweather versus Pacquiao 2 about to happen? Would you watch it? Or should both legends finally hang up the gloves for good? You're glued to your phone as more footage emerges. This time, it's from a VIP afterparty. Champagne, lights, music, and Mayweather again, surrounded by cameras. One interviewer manages to get close. Floyd, Manny said he felt disrespected by the decision. Any advice for him? Floyd smiles without blinking. He's been disrespected by judges his whole career. Ain't nothing new. That's why I never left it to them. The room laughs, but you don't. Because you can feel what's coming. There's history here, more than most fans even remember. The 2015 fight may have settled the record books, but it never truly satisfied the story. The injury excuses, the slow pace, the debate about whether Pacquiao was ever really at 100%. And now, this draw against Barrios, a fight many feel Manny won, has reignited something Mayweather thought was buried. Not just in the fans, in him. You spot another clip, this one from earlier that night. Floyd watching the final round. No smile, no cockiness, just laser focus, like a man scanning for flaws, for openings, for possibilities. He knows the fight game better than anyone. He knows Manny's legs don't move the same. His punches don't snap as fast. But he also knows this. If there's ever been a time to double the bag, it's now. The world is watching, and while Pacquiao was fighting for legacy, Mayweather was scouting for leverage. He's not worried about belts. He's worried about headlines, control, image, money. So when he says, "We'll see," if the numbers make sense, you already know. The wheels are turning. Because to Floyd, every reaction is strategy. Every quote is a move, and every maybe is one step closer to the rematch no one saw coming. Until Manny refused to lose. Not exhibition shape, not dancing around a YouTuber shape. You mean real shape. 12 rounds, championship pace, shoulder rolls under fire. Because that version of Mayweather, Money Floyd, hasn't been seen since 2015. Sure, he's kept himself lean, he's hit the pads on Instagram, but you know there's a difference between looking good and being dangerous. You think about the last time he fought a real boxer, not a crossover, not a spectacle. An actual world-class fighter. It was Andre Berto, 10 years ago. He won, of course. But even then, people whispered that the reflexes weren't quite the same. So what about now? Pacquiao, even older, just stood toe-to-toe with Mario Barrios, an active, powerful welterweight, and nearly edged out a win. That meant something. Pacquiao still trains like he's in his 20s. He still spars with killers. He eats discipline for breakfast. But Floyd? You scroll back through his recent footage. He's flashy, relaxed, promotional. He's not grinding. He's curating. That's fine when you're selling tickets. But it's not fine when you're trying to survive a war with a hungry legend who's still chasing something. And that's the catch. Pacquiao's still hungry, still chasing validation. Floyd's already full. He owns the game, the cars, the legacy, everything. So if this fight does happen, will it be Floyd stepping in as the businessman again? Or will he somehow flip the switch and become the tactician, the counterpunch genius, the defensive wall that dominated for 2 decades? Because without that, this isn't Mayweather versus Pacquiao 2. It's a reminder that even kings get old, and the world's waiting to see if Floyd still has one last reign left in him. You rewind the scene in your head, Barrios on the ropes, Pacquiao throwing those vintage flurries, the crowd rising to their feet like it's 2009 again. It wasn't a win, but it was enough to wake up the world. And suddenly, the man who was once untouchable has a reason to return. But here's the twist no one's saying out loud. Floyd might not be in control anymore. You've seen the usual Mayweather pattern: announce, tease, stall, profit. But this time, the buzz isn't his doing. It's Manny's. The majority draw, the underdog narrative, the fact that at 46 years old, Pacquiao made a full-time fighter look nervous. That wasn't in the script. Floyd's brand thrives on control, on optics, on entering the ring knowing every variable is locked in his favor. But now, for the first time in years, he's reacting, watching someone else steal the spotlight. You see him courtside, jaw tight behind sunglasses, watching fans chant Pacquiao's name again. You know that look. It's not amusement, it's calculation. Because a rematch, that doesn't just revive the rivalry, it reopens the risk. Floyd's 48, Pacquiao's 46, but only one of them has stayed close to real competition. Only one of them just fought a top 10 welterweight to a draw. If they step back in the ring, even as an exhibition, and Pacquiao presses him, lands clean, forces him to work past round 6, the aura cracks, the myth fractures, and Floyd knows that. So this isn't just about training, or money, or pride. It's about timing. Because if he waits too long, the story flips from Floyd schooling the legend to Floyd getting humbled by the old man he thought he retired. He's at a crossroads now. Stay silent and fade gracefully, or fight fire with fire and risk it all. And deep down, you know the truth. Floyd doesn't back down, but he does calculate. So what's more dangerous than a hungry Pacquiao, a cornered Mayweather? You tap through another update, and suddenly the energy shifts. Pacquiao's team drops a post, subtle but sharp. Just a picture of Manny wrapping his hands. No caption, no music, just raw silence. But that image, it says everything. It's a call out, and not just to Barrios, to Floyd. Because now the pressure's mounting, not just for a rematch, but for a response. Mayweather built his empire off timing, perfect opponents, perfect moments. But now, the moment is slipping out of his hands. Pacquiao is controlling the narrative. The draw turned him into an underdog icon. And for the first time in years, Floyd looks like he's playing catch-up. You think back to when Floyd fought Logan Paul. It was easy, it was safe, and honestly, it was beneath him. But this, a Pacquiao rematch, even at 48, comes with legacy on the line. And that's what makes this dangerous. Because Floyd has everything to lose. Manny, nothing. He's already defied age, defied critics, and proved he can still go 12 rounds against someone half his age. Now imagine Floyd signs the contract. Cameras roll, promos launch, and fight night comes. You sit ringside, or maybe just glued to the stream, watching round 1 unfold. Floyd's on the back foot, like always, but Pacquiao's footwork is sharper than expected. He's throwing with confidence, and for a moment, the crowd feels something real. What if Floyd can't keep up? Because if he gets caught, if he slips even once, the highlight will loop forever. The memes, the edits, the takes. It won't be Mayweather the legend. It'll be Mayweather, the man who waited too long. And that's the real fight now. Not for belts, but for control over the final chapter. So you sit back, knowing the question has flipped. Not, will Floyd take the fight, but can he afford not to? You catch a glimpse of an old clip. Floyd in 2013, shadowboxing in slow motion. Every movement crisp, every step deliberate. He wasn't just a boxer back then. He was flawless, untouchable, the kind of athlete who made elite fighters look amateur. But now, a decade later, that perfection has a price. Because to face Pacquiao again, even older, even grayer, Floyd has to chase a version of himself that may no longer exist. You picture him in the gym, trying to find that rhythm, the snap in his jab, the instinct in his shoulder roll. But the truth is, you can't train time. You can delay it, you can dress it up. But when the bell rings, your body tells the truth. And Pacquiao, he already proved his truth. He went 12 rounds with a younger, active world champion. He didn't gas out. He didn't fold. So now Floyd's staring down the mirror. If he comes back and dances for 8 rounds, people will call it a cash grab. If he truly fights, He has to rebuild what made him legendary. His timing, his composure, his cardio, his chin. But here's the dilemma. The more he trains like a real fighter, the more he invites real damage. At 48, the risk isn't just losing, it's cracking the legacy he protected for decades. And the boxing world knows it. They're watching clips, studying body language, wondering if the king still has a crown or just a brand. Because this time, Mayweather isn't stepping into the ring to win a belt. He's stepping in to prove he's still Floyd Mayweather. But in chasing greatness one last time, he might just find the one opponent he can't outbox: Father Time. You lean back, watching the conversation unfold online. Analysts, fans, even retired fighters all weighing in. Some say Floyd still has the sharpest mind in boxing. Others say the reflexes are gone, but no one knows for sure. And that's the part that makes this so dangerous. Because with Pacquiao, there's no mystery. He's showing up. He's bleeding for this. He's willing to risk it all for that one last shot at clarity, at redemption. But Floyd, he's the chess player, the illusionist, the man who wins before the fight even starts. But this time, the game feels different. There's no perfect setup, no foolproof path, just legacy on the table, and the entire world watching to see if the master strategist will finally miscalculate. You close the tab, but the question lingers in your mind like an echo. If Floyd takes the fight, will he walk away with another flawless victory? Or will this be the night the blueprint breaks? Because in the end, this won't just be a battle of fists. It'll be a battle of time, pride, and legacy. And when that bell rings, you won't be watching two old men. You'll be watching two ghosts chase the past. So ask yourself, if Mayweather does step back into that ring, do you really believe he walks out the same? Tools ChatGPT can make mistakes. Check important info.